All right. Hey, She Army. It is Wisdom Wednesday again. And tonight, I want to talk to you guys about leveraging existing content for marketing. So, again, tonight's topic is leveraging existing content for marketing. I'm going to be giving you guys 3 ways to do that and how it is beneficial. All right, guys. So, really, truly, marketing is so important in business, and you have to have a marketing plan. One of the things that womenpreneurs struggle with is content, the big C, right? Content. We're constantly thinking, dreaming, drawing up, and researching content. What can you put out there? What can you say about this? What can you say about that? What's going on in the world? Um, Content is queen, but are you leveraging your existing assets? And I want you guys to really think about that. Are you leveraging your existing assets? And what I mean by that is, how do you repurpose what you already have to be able to continuously provide value to your clients, right? We're so focused on content creation that we just stay in a perpetual state of content creation mode, right? And then what happens? When you think about when you're working with people, providing a service or a product, right? Does that lesson really sink in, or do they really get the benefit? Do your clients get the message from you, like sending out something one time, or using this thing one time, or showing this thing this one time, and never going back to it? Just by a show of response in the comments, how many of you feel like when you post something, you can't post it again? Or you can't post the same topic again for months, or you can't reintroduce it for a certain period of time? How many of you feel like that, guys? Let me know in the comments if you do. Give me a one or a yeah or emoji or something. Hey guys, thanks for joining. Hey Christine. Let me know. And if you're watching this live later, let me know in the comments. Like, how many of you feel like when you post something or you introduce something, you can't do it again? You can't post it again. It's like, oh my gosh. Um, think about how you learn, right? You learn something from just seeing it one time or just hearing about it one time. Most of us need to see something more than once before we can fully grasp the concept. And it's the same thing with your clients. And also, there are just many different ways you can present information and still provide value. So, I was working with a client at She Collective, and we were walking through some of her content, and she felt like she didn't know what to post, right? That's like most of us, right? We're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to post today? Or what to send to class, because she felt like she had covered all the bases. You said you don't, because only you feel like only new people are constantly looking. Yes, that's true. And so, of course, I'm like, well, no. There is always more, because also we want to operate in an abundance mindset, right? There's always more value you can bring, right? Even if it's with something that you are not necessarily presenting for the first time. So my client's a health coach, and one of the things she focuses on is nutritional tips, right? So one of the things that we discussed was, just because you provided that tip that once doesn't mean that it's dead. It doesn't go into a vault forever, and it's never to be seen or heard from again. Like, like that huge warehouse in Indiana Jones movie. Y'all remember that, right? Like, it was like they put it in a huge box. I think it was like the Ark, the Raiders of the Lost Ark, that movie. They put the thing in a huge box, and it was like property of the U.S. government, and they put it on some shelf in like a undisclosed location, and it was like never to be seen from or heard from again, right? And so some people, you feel that way with content. If you don't know the movie that I'm referencing, just go ahead and Google it, YouTube it. It's like it's one of the famous scenes from that movie. So just in case you guys didn't know the reference. But anywho, how do we keep our content from going to that place? How can we prevent this from happening? So let's take that example, right? If you're a nutritional or health coach, let's say your tip is using superfoods and consuming in your meals, or consuming superfoods. So that's your strategy. That's what you've been posting on social media, right? And it's like, oh, you say eat superfoods because they are nutritionally rich and therefore they are good for you, right? And so now you feel like you can't post anything or do any content around that topic, right? Because you've already posted about superfoods. You're like, man, I gotta wait 6 months before I do anything else. Not so, right? If we operate in an abundance mindset, there's much more value that can be provided around this. So, in the vein of repurposing existing content, let's take this example. Let's take one superfood, right? Because there are many, and let's do a whole series on that content, just that one thing, right? Let's say avocados is the thing, right? So you could do a social media post on the importance of consuming one superfood, right? A video on why it's important. Another video on how to add it to existing food or existing meals. You could do a cooking demo. You could do a short article on avocados and its benefits. You could do a shopping list for meals, right? Or meals. You could do a blog post on the nutritional value of avocados. You could also do a nutritional infographic, right? I just gave you like 8 things that you can do. But hopefully you see the value in leveraging existing content and how that could be of value, right? And it doesn't have to necessarily go into a vault because you posted it that one time, right? So in addition to what I mentioned above, here are 3 ways in which you can leverage content that you already have. So one way you can is identify your most popular content and use these insights to inform future content that you create, right? So take something that you already have, use the response or engagement that you've gotten from it to create something in the future, right? You can update old content with new data and visuals or perspective, then republish that for more reach, right? Also, repurpose old content as an infographic, a video, a slide deck, some of the examples that I mentioned, also turning a series of blog posts into an ebook or report, things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. Let me know if this is resonating for you. Can we use our existing content? What do we think? What are our thoughts about it? All right, so I see some comments. Christine says she doesn't because new people are constantly looking. So yes, that's right. Especially with the algorithms on Facebook and Instagram, right? Not everybody's seeing your post. Not everybody's seeing the content that you're posting. I can't see who this person is because they haven't accepted StreamYard, so I'll have to go back in the group and look. But they say no because they post whatever they're doing because they're a product of their product. That's really good. So you are your own success story, which I always say that. So that's great that you also post whatever you're doing. All right, cool, guys. If you are watching this later or now, feel free to leave comments on what I shared. Feel free to ask questions. I will come back and respond to those later in the group. So just let me know. I did also want to highlight a few events that we have coming up for the She Army. So tomorrow actually is our Slay Hard Every Day or She planning session. That's tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to be working on planning for 2021. So definitely come with your ideas, come ready with what the things that you want to accomplish, because we're going to be putting that into a template that you can use and take with you for 2021. So anybody who attends will get that free template. And we will be showing how to best organize what your goals will be or what your goals are so that you can put them in achievable steps for 2021. Also, let's see what else we got coming up. That is tomorrow, December the 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern. We also have the She Vision Board Party. That is going to be on Sunday, December the 13th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we are going to be going over, I'm going to be doing a demo of how to create a digital vision board. So if you think about vision boards, the traditional ones, you do like arts and crafts, like cutouts with magazines and those sorts of things. But digitally, we can use all of our digital friends like Pinterest. We can use Canva. We can use paint. You don't have to make it super complicated, but it's definitely a cool way of visualizing your goals and what you want to accomplish. So I started doing this a few years ago, and I really, really love it. So I would definitely want to pass it on to you all and show you how I do it. I typically, after I'm done, I go to like a Staples and I print it out and I frame it. So it should be a little fun activity, and we'll show you how to do that. So I think, let's see, the 17th, I believe, is another, yes, the 17th, we're having another Network Like a Boss event. And that's going to be, that's Thursday the 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And so you guys get a chance to meet other members of the She Army, and we get to form connections. We do some exercises and also see how we can collaborate and help each other. So definitely join that. If you missed the last one, we had a lot of fun. And connections were made, right? You never know where your next business opportunity, business partner, or revenue stream, revenue idea is going to come from. So definitely come out and join that. And then finally for December, we're going to be wrapping up the month with Feel Like a Boss Boot Camp. And that's going to be a 5-day boot camp where each day we're going to do like a short masterclass that'll help get you prepped for 2021. So for those of you guys working on your pitches, how to, when you go to networking events, what you say, how to get people interested in what you're doing, and how to gain referrals. Mindset shifts, or mindset hacks for bosses. We're going to be talking about that. Also systems and strategy, and a few others. So definitely make sure that you register for those events. I have dropped the link in the description of this live so that if you have not registered, you can go ahead and do that. They're also in the event section of the Simply She Army Facebook group. So make sure you check that out. That's it, guys. So if you're interested in hearing more about how you can leverage existing content and you want some help in generating a plan, looking at what you have, and figuring out how you can take what you have and turn that into several different things, several different pieces of content for your email list, lead magnets, things like that. Definitely book a clarity call with me. I have that link also in the description of this live. And I think that is it. So again, let me know if you have any questions or comments. Let me know in the comments, or you can also DM me at I Simply She on Facebook. On Instagram, it's at I_simply_she, or you can DM me personally at Crystal Renee, all handles, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All right. So hopefully, guys, this was helpful, what I shared this evening. Remember, you too can conquer if you slay hard every day. Take care and have a good night.